All right, time now 6 o'clock. Start the board meeting. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we need to adopt the agenda. I see that Director Cronquist is joining us remotely and Director Dale is out of country. So has everybody had a chance to look at it?
Yes, I move that we approve the agenda.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have an agenda. Item number 3, the superintendent's report. Mr. Jesse.
Thank you, Board President Wheelander, other board directors, our student representatives, which I'll get to in just a little bit. We have staff, community members, and student. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll start off. It is the start of the school year, so we had an outstanding start. It was really great to get out to all 8 schools at Bordeaux. I mean, that front office works really well. I love Jessie in the front office. It's just really nice. She knows exactly what to do. They know how to run that school along with school administration, and making sure that kids are where they need to go. And I was also watching each of the classes going through the school. We call it rotation rodeo, where students are going out and learning about the expectations and being taught them in common spaces. So like, what is it like to go out in the playground? What is it like to walk through the hallway? What is it like to be obviously entering the school and then also in the cafeteria? And so really proud of what's going on there. Evergreen also had a really good start. They have a number of new staff. The staff were already right in the teaching. They were already getting some coaching, so that was really neat to see. Students were on the carpets. Teachers were explicitly teaching about how to do their routines and structures there in the classroom. That was nice. Same thing here at Mountain View. I saw a lot of similarities. And also about integrated services, students with special needs really already starting out in the gen ed environment as appropriate and really being a participant in the classroom. At OMS, they had an outstanding start. Wow, I just couldn't believe how many, they posted up new expectations up there so they're a little clearer for the students to see and follow. They even had specific seating arrangements and really good signage on the tables there in their common space where the cafeteria is. So these are some of the things that we're really looking for our younger students to really understand about how to operate, not only in the classroom but also out in our common spaces. We have been working on this for years. It's a big deal to do and address right off the bat so that we can build and further develop our good habits, as I like to say sometimes. Before we get some of the bad habits out there. I'm going to skip around just a little bit here. Cedar, students came right up to me. It was really good. I had a lot of good conversations. A lot of kids were really participating right into a community building activity led by staff. Students were empowered with their voice. It was just really neat to see the students in excitement. Quite a few of them were talking to me also about their plans. I happen to know quite a few students there. About what's going on as I was talking to some seniors. So just like, what are you up to? They're really excited. I got a job, Mr. Jesse. I got this internship. I've got this coursework. I'm taking some coursework here. I'm also taking a class over at Shelton High School. Like, it was just really neat to hear about all the experiences they're having. And then at Choice, they're still doing some rolling up. So a lot of intake. I was able to talk to the counselor because just the way they're set up there. But they've also had a really good start and a lot of outreach to students, and a lot of students are pouring in there. So it's been really nice to accept them. Some people don't know we added a new classroom at the junior high level. So that's for 7th and 8th grade students. So now we have 2 classrooms at Choice. I think it's a nice, more intimate setting for some of our students who just need a little bit more sheltered instruction. So excited about that. And my last 2 schools are OBJH and SHS. When I came to this district a little over 3 years ago, both those schools had a little bit of a reputation about some of the challenges. And I think quite a few people in the community, staff included, really worked my ear over on about how students are out of control at those two schools. There is no way anybody can interpret otherwise that those schools had an outstanding start. I did not see a kid out in the parking lot at SHS. And at OBJH, I personally was there when the kids were coming, literally walked the kids, and there was no kids in the hallway. Everybody was where they needed to be. So kids are not perfect. Those are called learning opportunities. And those two schools, in particular, I want to give a shout out to, and their staff, because it is not just simple things that we do. It's not just lucky to have it. It's not something that we hope for. It is something that the staff have been working years on, all the skills and layering of the things that we know that kids need to be taught, and getting staff on the same page to provide these really nice, safe and welcoming environments, which is in our strategic plan for these students. So I just really feel inspired. I really like to see some of the kids get challenged, and we want to make sure they empower them. So it's just a really nice thing that we've been working on, and just to see it come to this after, into our third year of our strategic plan. I'm very proud of the staff all around for the work they're doing, and really grateful that the parents send us their students to educate them. That is an honor on our part. I just had to also give one more shout out, a couple more quick things. We had a tailgate kickoff last Friday at Shelton High School. The 3 high schools were there, and then a lot of the clubs and also departments were there. And it was really cool to see, actually, a lot of students. A lot of students were there. A lot of them were participating. I was able to talk to more students. And Director Davidson was there, so we talked obviously as well. And so it was just a really cool event. I mean, the band was there, the DJ, the kids are excited, staff are excited. Everyone was just kind of having a really good time. The weather was perfect, I thought. Some people thought it was a little too warm. It was just a really neat experience about how positive and the energy that was flowing through, in particular with the students, and excitement to just join a whole bunch of different clubs and activities as they so wanted to. So again, a lot of offerings here in the Shelton School District. Lastly, I am always trying to brag about our hiring practices. We hire really early, and it's really paid off. When I was in some of the classrooms for our new hires this year, and in particularly our second-year teachers, I saw outstanding instruction already in second-year teacher classrooms. And people that do know me quite well know that I don't just lay on praise. They had outstanding instruction going on, structures for kids, really having high expectations for all of our students. And I'm very proud of our novice teachers here in the district for not only joining us, but attending all the trainings and coaching that they have. We had a new teacher literally last week say, please come in and help me with my structures and routines right on Friday. I'm ready to learn. I want to get this down. I want to do it really well for them. So really neat things to see for us, for sure. So with that, I'll hand it back.
Does anybody have any questions for Superintendent? Okay. All right. On to item number 4, community comments. Let's see. As part of the regular school board meeting, the board welcomes community members to make public comments in person and/or by phone as conditions allow. If speaking in person, please follow the public comment procedure by signing in and stating your name at the podium when called by the board chair. If making comments by phone, please dial 1-253-215-8782 and enter meeting ID number 810-6874-9921. Each person is allowed 3 minutes to speak in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. The board is not allowed to discuss items that are not on the agenda. The board will direct the superintendent to follow up on any items that arise during public comment as appropriate. The board requests that all speakers use civil and appropriate comments and refrain from disrupting the business of the board. We ask that you help us model for our students what a respectful and inclusive community looks and sounds like. Persons with disability requiring special accommodations to participate may contact the superintendent's office to make arrangements. And we had nobody on the list, but do we have anybody on the phone? Nothing. All right. Anybody? Okay, item number 5. Reports and recognition. 5.01, introduction of the 2024-25 school board, student school board representatives. Mr. Jesse.
Great. Again, thank you, Board President Wheelander. One of the things that we have implemented as part of our strategic plan is to empower student voice. So we have 3 student representatives, 1 from each of our high schools. This is an opportunity for our juniors or seniors to come up and join the board as student representatives to really see how governance and, also around just oversight and the ability for community to engage about public education here in the Shelton School District. That process starts in the late spring. Students can apply for the board representative positions. They do have some requirements outlaid that they have to meet, including a good GPA, good academic standing, and then they go through an interview process and then are selected to be representatives for, again, their high school. And so this year, we have Abigail Hurst, who's coming back to us from Shelton High School. Abigail did such an outstanding job. I think they recruited her more than anything else. And she's coming back to us. It's really nice, and able to talk to her even on the way in this evening. And just really always good to hear our students' stories about what they're up to over the summer. And Abigail kept herself very busy. Good for her. Involved in a lot of activities and working, so that's good. And then Alan Ramirez is going to join us from Cedar High School. Really excited to have Alan with us this year and to learn, and he can represent Cedar and hear all the wonderful things that are going on at Cedar High School. There's always a lot going on at that particular school, project-based learning, getting out in the community. So I'm going to be looking forward to hearing from Alan about what's going on. So welcome. And then we're still trying to locate a student for choice. It's not our first time that we're looking for somebody, but we are working hard and diligently so that we can have a representative here from choice, so we can hear from them about what's going on in the school in any of the activities as well. And then, of course, when appropriate, asking questions along with the board about what's going on and what kind of items we're trying to talk about or pass. So exciting. So with that, I want to thank you. You're volunteering your time, and we're here to support you as well in your learning. And so we hope you have a wonderful school year. Good. So with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, and from the fire to the frying pan, or vice versa. Abigail, how about a report from Shelton High School?
As the school year kicks off, we have skyrocketed in attendance rates, and we're off to a great year. All fall sports are in full swing. Football is playing against North Thurston High School this Friday, and then the next home game will be against Capitol High School next Friday. This Friday, in honor of the Apple Cup, we will be putting on a Singular Spirit Day where students dress in either Husky gear or Cougar gear. Our staff wanted to give a huge shout out to our new tech team. They've been extremely helpful and responsive. Freshman class elections will be held September 11th with many solid candidates. Class meetings have been held throughout the school year so far, and many ideas and upcoming events. Seniors painted their parking spots on September 2nd and 3rd, along with Senior Sunrise at 6 a.m. on the 4th. We will be holding another day for more seniors to paint their parking spots later in October. That date is to be decided. A Grub Tolo will be put on this year on November 22nd. The theme will be glow in the dark. Profits from this dance will go to all senior activities. Homecoming will be on the 5th, and the homecoming football game will be on the 4th. Homecoming's theme this year will be Music Fest, and Shelton ASB is looking to open more clubs back up and getting clubs more popular. Some clubs currently trying to open up include fashion and debate.
Nice job. Any questions for Abigail? Mr. Ramirez, do you have a report from Cedar?
Yes, I do. So for Cedar High School, since this year has barely just begun and we are a relatively small school, I know that at least the class that I'm in leadership, we are having a lot of big plans being made, sort of trying to lay out the scaffolding so that at least the very first trimester will be an amazing year full of community-based projects from Cedar High School. I would also like to say that as a Cedar High School ambassador, I would say that orientation went very well with the freshmen. They seem very bright and ready to learn. And I would also like to point out that Cedar was recently highlighted as within NTN Spotlight, NTN being the New Tech Network.
Moving on to item number 6, the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look at that?
I motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And it's approved. We don't have any discussion or action items, so we'll move on to board member comments. Director Cronquist, wherever you are, do you have anything?
I am here. So I read the beginning of the school year reports that Bordeaux and Evergreen sent out, and I really like that idea. It provides a lot of information to staff and parents. Gives notifications of what's going on and information. So that was a good thing. I'm glad to see there's an increase in the intern opportunities this year. And the buses schedule seemed to be going fine. There was some challenges, which is expected, but it sounds like it's all ironed out. And welcome to the student representatives. It sounds like the schools are in the full swing of things already. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Director Gilmore.
Yes, good evening. I'd like to thank everybody who's here with us tonight on this fast schedule, and welcome both of you, one of you back and a new student here with us. I'm excited to hear what your insights into the school that you can provide each meeting. It's exciting to hear from the students what events you have going on and what clubs and activities, and just thank you for being here with us and giving us that insight. It's really important. I'd also like to just thank the schools. We got off really well. Hasn't been any emergency emails or anything, so that's good. And we went to our open house at Bordeaux, and it's just so great. Everybody's so welcoming, everything's so well thought out, and the processes and going from each room is, each year I notice it's getting a little smoother, more standardized, and it's really easy to flow through the school, and just I'm really excited for this next year. So thank you, everybody.
And Director Davidson.
Yeah, I want to thank all of you for coming tonight, too. It is a short agenda. The first meeting back after school typically is, as everybody's pretty busy getting things ramped up, and we don't quite get into all of the major reports just yet. It's great to see our 2 student reps here. I'm excited about that. And Abigail, I saw you at the football game on Friday night, which is always nice to see the students as we get to know you better. It's always wonderful to see you out and about, and I look forward to both of your reports and giving us feedback on what's actually happening at your ground level. I was able to attend the tailgate party on Friday, and there was a lot of energy there. It was a lot of fun. It was wonderful seeing the robot, roving around. There were so many different things going on, and I have to give a shout out to the cross-country team. They did have excellent churros and wonderful salespeople that were roping people in, but that's really nice to see. It was great to see a lot of different students there. And then I was able to go to the football game, which was also a packed stands for the first home game. It was a lot of fun. I thought the band sounded amazing. The cheerleaders were all on point and looked wonderful with all of their different stunting. And then the dance team went out and did an excellent palm routine during halftime. And I know the score wasn't always it's always more fun to win, but it was a great turnout for the game, and it was just a lot of fun. So that was a lot of fun. I also, on the very first day of school, had a chance to go to the volleyball tournaments as well that were going on the very first day of school. So I've been to a couple of sports events, which had a great student section for that first volleyball match as well, too, with a lot of energy. So it's nice to see the kids getting out and supporting each other and being excited about just everything that's going on. I want to thank Board President Welander and the superintendent for their help with the Board of Distinction application. That always comes up for school boards with the WASDA meeting coming up and was due. And just really like to highlight the positive work that the Shelton School District is doing, our strategic plan. And as Becky mentioned, it is really nice getting your Friday reports that highlight some of the continued literacy work and how books are already getting in the hands of students, and that we do have increased intern opportunities, which I think is excellent for students to get hands-on opportunities. My own daughter is a sophomore in high school, and I found out she's in one of the college in the classroom courses, so that's going to be exciting to see exactly how that works this year. So I'm really, truly excited about how positive the beginning of the school year seems to be going with each school and with students, and just to see how all of these new things kind of roll along this year that my own children are involved in as well. So that's it from me.
All right, just finish up with, it was great to hear the excitement in Superintendent Jesse's voice as he read off all of the positive things that are going on. We do have a lot of good stuff going on right now in the Shelton School District, behind the scenes as well as what's right out in front. I remember when I started as a football coach in 2017 or 18, and feeling sorry for the teachers as I walked across the high school campus, and now the energy is so different and so much better. Kids are doing great things, and it's a lot of fun to be around. Welcome. Look forward to working with both of you guys. Yeah, that's about it. We don't have an executive session for tonight, so I would take a motion for an adjournment.
I move that we adjourn.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we're on air.